Yo, yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Clue the motherfucking Don. Of course, I'm here with the same breath in the morning medicine. Today, I just wanted to go live for a quick second and talk about a few different things that are happening today. Of course, if you've seen any of my posts on social media, you know that I am dropping the Black Maid Collective. That's going to be dropping today at 12 o'clock PST, 3 o'clock EST. That is the rebrand of the Black Maid Collect. I mean, of the Black Wall Music apparel. I decided to rebrand it. So I came up with the Black Maid Collective some a while back, and when I first dropped my apparel line, I didn't release it yet. I didn't drop it under that name. There was a few different reasons why I didn't drop it under that name, but it was mainly because I didn't feel ready. Um, I learned how to do like my clothing and all that stuff at home, like literally like everything, what I'm saying, outside of actually like constructing the t-shirts. I ain't doing that shit, but I learned how to do all that stuff at home, and even though I was getting better with everything that I was doing, and I had some woes, you know what I'm saying. I think some of y'all remember like the backwards print shirt that I did on accident, and then I did like a sublimation on the back of a jacket that I really liked and fucked it up, and it just it was a lot of stuff that I just didn't feel like I was ready to drop that name, and a lot of that was because of kind of the reasoning behind that name and the even in the logo. So the reasoning behind the Black Maid Collective, so I didn't, so I wasn't raised around my grandmother. I was raised in the South. My grandmother lived in D.C. Pretty much all of my life, up until like maybe the last 2 years, maybe of her life actually, and she passed away last year. And so every time I found out more shit about my grandma, every time I learned something different about my grandparents in general. 'Cause I wasn't raised around. I wasn't raised around any of my grandparents. On either side, I always held it really really close held to me, really close hold to me. Because it was like finding out shit about my legacy. You know what I'm saying? So I found out that my grandma, she owned and operated a dry cleaning business, and she was a seamstress for a very very long time, and she retired and actually closed the business and retired or sold it. I'm not really, I think I can't really confirm, but it gave me a sense of pride in the shit that I was doing, and there was a reason why I just had this drive to make shit my own. I knew that I could have gone to, and no shade to anybody that does it, no shade to anybody that does it, but I knew that I could have gone to a factory and had all these shirts printed and had a lot more stock, and probably would have actually been a lot more profitable in that way. But I just had this inner drive of like, damn, I think I want to learn how to make this shit myself, and I didn't quite understand why. So later, once I found out that my grandma literally was, since she owned a dry cleaning business, she was a seamstress. I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Maybe that's where it comes from. So even in my logo, it's the hands sewing on my patch onto that brown beanie, which is in the same patch or in the same logo. And I told the artist, shout out to Dante Art, he does my logos. I told him, I was like, make the hands look older. I wanted them to make look like my grandma's hands. And I did add some tattoos on her hands. My grandma did not have tattoos on her hands. I added the QC, of course, for Charlotte, and established in 2020. She didn't have no tattoos on her hand, but it meant a lot to me. So that's why I decided to rebrand. And I also knew that I had a lot of ideas. I didn't quite know which way I wanted to go with it, but I had all these ideas. So when it actually finally came to started to come to fruition, then I was like, all right, bet now I need to figure out how I'm gonna implement this because, like as some of y'all know, I stepped away from my career to do this full time. So of course, now you have to consider funding because everything that I was doing before, I was funding out of pocket. I did not have an investor. But then maybe about a couple months ago, well, actually, nah, I ain't gonna lie. Like my homie, shout out to my homie Cliff. Um, he's been like, talking to me, and we've been like talking back and forth about business shit for almost a year now. And at least it seems like that long. Maybe it hasn't been that long, but he's always believed in me. He's always said that he really wanted to do it, and it came around to the point where I actually he actually decided to invest in me. and I took that shit to heart. You know what I'm saying? Like that meant the fucking world to me. So he invested in me. I was able to, you know what I'm saying, to get the shit that I needed to make things possible. So like I said, that's pretty much what the Black Made Collective. I decided to rebrand. I have my shirts coming out. I have some socks. I got the booty shorts and the crop top hoodies for the ladies. Um, I never really thought that I would be taking the apparel stuff this serious because when I initially started it, and even to this day, my apparel line it was just solely to fund my podcast. And when I say fund my podcast, I'm talking about advertisement and promo because you know we have a podcast. You know you have content. You have to create the content as a content creator. You just need to get your shit out there, and that takes money. So you know that was my idea of you know using other talents or learning other talents to fund that shit. So that's what I did. But as I got more into it, I realized that I actually enjoy doing this shit. Every time that I learn something different, you know, and there's so many different people that taught me shit. There's so many different people that gave me advice. Um, I got, definitely one of my homegirls in Charlotte, gave me a lot of advice in the beginning. I definitely look at a lot of shit that my boy Jeremy Lason be doing. You know what I'm saying? Like he gave me a lot of inadvertent advice, just kind of looking at what he's doing. A lot of different clothing lines that I've always looked up to, like way from the back. Like I'm talking about like Bread and Bullets. If you a crumper, you know you remember Bread and Bullets. My boy Michael had a Lionheart apparel. You got No Pressure that I say all the time. You have Boulevard brand. Shout out to my boy Boulevard. You know, you have all these different brands, and most of those are dance brands because that's really what that's what I was exposed to. I was exposed to a lot of dance brands, and once I actually started to get more into the apparel shit, I started to branch out and see a lot of other things. And the most important part for me was just getting better every single time I did something. It was all about getting better. If I put out something, then the next thing I put out could not be at the same caliber. It had to be better. It had to be what's going on because of it had to be better. It had to be that next thing. And because like I said, I at that point like I was like I got my name on this shit, not just my name on this shit. I got my family's name on it. And I'm glad my cousin just came in because I was talking about you know my logo, my brand. You know it was mirrored after grandma. Because I learned that since she was she owned and operated that dry cleaning business, and it just it kind of gave me the understanding on why my drive to do things the way that I do things is the way it is. And I also feel like anything that you put your time into, it needs to mean something. Because if it don't mean shit, then like why are you doing it? I don't like to waste my time. I do not like to waste my time. So if I put my time into something, like it's gonna mean it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be about it. Um, so yeah, I'm like I said, I went a little bit longer than I really expected to with this video, but I definitely wanted to give out thank yous to anybody who has fucked with me for real. For I say it all the time on my podcast, but I just can't say it enough. Thank you to anybody who has um who has rolled with me, who has given me advice. There are so many names. Like I said, Al Dante. He, did my logos. Shout out to Jeremy Lason. He's the person that actually hooked me up with him. Shout out to like I said, my boy Cliff. Shout out to my circles. I got my bros. You know what I'm saying? And different with different worlds. Shout out to all my supporters that I've gained off of other platforms like POF. Um, shout out to my baby. That's that's yeah, she's been a crazy support system. And because like that support shit is real. You know what I'm saying? That support shit is real. Like as y'all can see, like I decided to go live versus do a recording because I wanted y'all to kind of see me. As y'all see, I haven't stopped moving because I'm nervous. I'm nervous, and I literally do this shit all the time, but I'm still fucking nervous because I have this release about to drop, and I really hope that this received well. So with that, also like with my drop today at 12, I also will be doing an interview tonight with my boy Jeremy Lason. He's going to be coming on to the Black Wall Music Podcast platform doing the influencer culture interview. um Super excited to talk to him because he's honestly been a huge mentor to me. Hopefully I've communicated that to him before. If I haven't, then I definitely will tonight. I think it's definitely important to give people their roses, but I want him to talk to the people about just his processes, how he does shit, how he goes about stuff, because I think that he's definitely a force to be reckoned with. You know what I'm saying, in this game. So anyways, I'll be doing that interview tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific. So tap in. Like I said, include motherfucking Don. Blackwall. I'm not sorry. The Black Made Collective will be dropping today at 3 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Pacific. The link will be in my link tree. So check my link tree link. It is in my bio on Instagram. I'll be posting the link all day on any of my social media platforms. If you're on YouTube, check it out. Black Wall Music Podcast on Instagram. My link is in the bio. Like I said, I will be dropping that link at 12 o'clock. Make sure you get in on those shirts. Those shirts are limited release. I'm not going to release those shirts again. That image might go on to like a sweater or something, but as far as actually being t-shirts, it's not going on there. I had a lot of people saying they wanted shirts, so I went with shirts. So that's what I'm doing. I appreciate y'all. I really do. I really really appreciate y'all. This has been a journey. I think everybody who's like literally been literally like a physical part of the process, you know. Like I said, shout out again to Shay for, dealing with having clothes all over the house and, fucking, there's always something going because I'm creating and shit all the time. So, that's what it is, y'all. So tap in with me. Just a few hours. I'm gonna do some tweaks to the site and make sure that we're ready to launch. So yeah, I don't think I have much more to say. So love y'all. Appreciate y'all. See y'all.